Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Global
Global
Digital
Digital
Business
Success
Digital success
Talk.
Talk.
stories.
So today we have a special topic. So we're gonna be talking. It's the new beginning of the year. So we're gonna start with talking about setting goals and visions for 2025. But before we dive into our topic, let's introduce ourselves. So hi, everyone. My name is Sandy, and I'm originally from Panama, but I currently reside in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner.
Hello, everyone. It's good afternoon here. I'm coming live from Baja California Sur in Mexico. I'm originally from Kenya. I'm a proud digital entrepreneur, and by profession, I'm a hotelier.
Hello,
Hello, everyone.
hello. Oh, hi everyone. That's what happens when you're on live. We're just having fun here. Anyways, hi everyone. My name is Yesenia. Everyone knows me as Jessie. I'm a nurse by professional. I'm original from Cuba, where I reside right now in Ontario, Canada. Am I also a proud digital business owner?
Hello everyone. My name is Isabel. I'm originally from Mexico, but I live in North Carolina, USA. I'm a wife, a mom, and also a grandmother, and I'm a proud digital business owner.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, so we also want to remind everyone that every Tuesday and every Thursday we have our live webinars. So if you want to learn how you can start your online business and start earning online, you can register in any of the websites that appear on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the same webinar that we have watched and that all the members in our community have watched. That has changed so many lives and it keeps changing lives, including ours. Now, if you want to catch the replay from last Thursdays before the live webinar for tomorrow, here are the hosts and panelists from that day.
All right, so this happened. This live webinar we're showing you guys is from last Thursday, January 2. And we have the host was Chris and Karen, former firefighter and a former elementary vice principal. We also have had Ashley and Cherie, a professional athlete and behavior specialist, Brenda, a former insurance broker, and PV and Josh, a retired nurse, 45, and a real estate investor.
Thank you, everyone.
We also had Melody.
Sorry, go ahead,
We
Melissa.
also had Melody. We also had Melody. She's a client service analyst. We have Melina, a pharmacy associate, Michelle, HR generalist, and Warren, a project management.
Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Melissa. And all replays have subtitles in any languages. And then our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages. So the Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. So you guys know, like, if you want to catch that replay and also, get the link to register for tomorrow's live webinar, you just have to register in any of the websites that appear on the screen with your name and email address. Okay,
And
so
also, Sandy, tomorrow, or they can watch any of our Facebook. We will put a link for tomorrow webinar so they know who they are and they can register and watch it as well.
okay, yes. Okay, so let's start into our topic for today. So our topic, like we mentioned,
Sandy,
is
can I say something about it?
sure.
So we're talking about you're saying, oh, say the topic first to our viewers,
No, it's okay.
and
Go
then
ahead. Go ahead.
because I know that we were talking about setting goals and vision in 2025, and I was just doing it right now on my other phone. So I just like we noticed that we all have green for 2025. So this is our live on 2025, and I was looking at it, and the color of the 2025 they say is a living green. It's not that amazing.
Yeah.
So it's a powerful color, can evoke feeling of safety, harmony, and stability. So it's good for your health, your luck, and your fertility. So you guys know. So get all of that to the online space, and maybe the green is your color for this year.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thank you for sharing that, Jesse. Okay, so like I said, we our topic for today is the setting goals and vision for 2025. So a dream without a plan is just a wish. So let's start 2025 with clarity, purpose, and unstoppable energy. So are you ready to start to set your vision in motion? So today we're gonna be talking about that. So happy New Year, unstoppable, you know, leaders over there and guests. So, welcome to our first global success, digital success talk of 2025. So, we are so excited to kick off this year with all of you because this session is all about building the foundation for an incredible year ahead. So, this is our first global digital success talk for 2025. So, and also, the beginning of the year. Um, so here's a question for you to think about. So what's one goal you have set for yourself this year? So put it in the comments and we'd love to hear from you. So let us know and we'd like to see what is that goal. Okay, so today we're diving into the power of goal setting and vision building. So the secret ingredients for tuning dreams into reality. So we will be talking about how to create a small goals that are clear, actionable, and achievable. We're also going to be talking about aligning those goals with your values to create a life and business you truly love. And the third, simple tools and strategies to stay focused and motivated throughout the year. So let's start first with our first point. So start with your why. So every great vision starts with an understanding your why. So why are you doing what you do? So what drives you? You know. So take a moment to reflect on the deeper purpose behind your goals. Is what will keep you going when things get tough. And like in our online business, that's one of the things that make us keep pushing forward, or why. Um, so we really have to have a strong why in order to be able to overcome those challenges, those obstacles in our way, because without a why we have no direction. Like I mentioned in another live, um, that thinking about, um, you take your car. So your car is your business, right? And then your GPS is your why, your final destination, to be able to reach your goals. And then if you don't have a GPS and you don't know where you're going, you have no direction. So you don't have a why you're where you're going. But if you have a destination, you know that you have to get to that point, so you know why you have to do it. So that even if you have obstacles along the way, so same thing, when you have your GPS and your sometimes you will have like road close and then reroute. So thinking about those are your obstacles. So you go around the obstacles, but you arrive to your final destination. So that's why it's very important to have a strong why, because a strong why, you can overcome those obstacles and those challenges. So you build that resilience, because um, I think a lot of the immigrants, when they come to, a foreign country that they don't belong to, they are able to reach their dreams, especially, like our parents, for example, because they had a strong why they wanted to come here and have their kids to have a better future. So
Mhm.
that is the strong why that keeps them, even working even in jobs that they were not doing in their countries. A lot of them, they have like they're like doctors, and when they come here they have to do other jobs like working in restaurants and that kind of stuff. But they do have a why they came here, because they want a better future for their kids. So that's their strong why. So that's the same thing, when you're doing your online business, you want to make sure that you have a strong why, because that's when it's going to fool you to keep going and to be overcome those obstacles and challenges. So what do you before we go, I'm just gonna bring a comment here from Awolu Sudaisi. It says bonsoir. Bonsoir. Merci pour ton commentaire. It's good evening, what he said. Okay, so what do you think, girls?
Um, there's one of the mornings, there's an audio we listened. I don't know if it was yesterday, and it mentioned like a ship in the sea without direction, it will not reach its destination. I don't know if you guys can remember that. And and that's true because thinking about how the sea is, there are storms. Sometimes the storms can just come, unplanned. So it's the same thing with our goals, with the vision that we have for ourselves. If we don't know where we are headed to, every day is not the same. There are days when we are psyched up, we have energy, we want to do the things that we love to do. But there are days when, life comes with its own challenges. And that's when it's so easy for an entrepreneur to quit or really start dragging themselves. So I believe as the year is beginning, it's very important, even before you start your own digital business, uh, have the reason as to why you're starting. It's just not about having the norm. Everyone is right now. Most people are looking for something that is flexible, and you just want to jump in. You really need to know why you want to start your own digital business. Yeah. And for our story, all of us here, we have our own stories as to why we decided to start our own digital businesses. Some are almost the same, but everybody's story is different. And even in those days when we have those challenging moments, the minute you remember where you wrote your why did I start my own digital business? Oh, I wanted, financial freedom. Then that is like you're waking you that day you remember it, and you keep going, you keep pushing yourself. So we all have different whys. Some of them are almost, the same. For some, maybe is time freedom. Probably money is not really the issue, but for them is like they work for long hours, money is good, but they don't have quality time with their family, and then that's their number one why. Or some, they want to retire early. All of us, we have different why. So I totally agree that even as the year is starting, and you are aspiring to become a digital business owner, look at yourself and see the struggles that you're going through in your life. Maybe you have a good job, but something is not right. You're missing out on family time. You're missing out on milestones for your children. You're tired and sick of taking your children to the daycare, and that is your why. So that's what is going to drive you to look for something that is flexible. So it's very true. I agree with that as the year is beginning, as you are aspiring to start your own digital business, ask yourself, what is your why? Yeah.
Yes, yes, I love it. Melissa, when you say you cannot sell a ship without a destination, that was so realistic. We all have a purpose on life. And if you don't know your purpose, you have to find a purpose on life. You have to discover what do you want to do, or what are you doing, what are you doing. Like we all say, oh, I want, like for everyone that's watching us, they want to start an online business, or they want something different. They want something about it. They want, maybe can be like they support the community, or maybe they just want the money, because that's what most of the people start a business for it, for the money or for something else. So when you okay, you have that first part, you want the money, okay, but why do you want the money? You have to go a little bit deep on that. You have to know why are what is your goal. Like you want $1,000 a year or tomorrow. Well, why do you want it? What are you doing with that? You want the money because you want to travel. You want the money because you want to give a better flexibility to your family. You want the money
Mm-hmm.
because you want to buy a house. You want the money because you want to pay your debts. You have to know your why, because that will drive you. That will drive you to find a solution, to get um, your goals and your destinations done. Because yeah, you can say I want money, But that doesn't mean, like, yeah, everyone wants money, but you have to be specific. You have to have a purpose so you can start seeing it and you can work on it, because that's the main thing when we're talking about, that we're talking like, let's make our goal for 2025. But it's not like it, let's, like, we all have done that. I want to lose weight. And and the first day you go, oh, I want to lose weight, and you go to do exercise, but you actually don't know what you're doing, and you don't put the goal. Say, I want to lose 5 pounds. It's not just lose weight. I want to lose 5 pounds. You have to start in some way. So then you say, oh wow, I achieved it in 2 weeks. Let's keep going. Because we say, oh, I want to lose weight, but we don't realize that we lost 2 pounds and we just give up. Or we say, I want to lose weight, but and then we start seeing things, oh, that's too hard or whatever, but we don't see why we want that. Maybe we want to put the dress for the summertime, but because you don't know what you're doing, you give up. You don't keep going on your goals. And that's the main focus that I found, and that's, I think we asked that to everyone that tell us, hey, I'm interested in your business. We always say, why? And I think my
Mhm.
mentor asked me the same question, why you want that? And my first question, as I said before, was like, I want the money. Like, I think, like, I was like, I need something. But then I realized that, yes, I want the money because I was working, to get that money. I was away from my family. I didn't have enough time for myself, and the money that I was making was not enough to help my family back home or myself. So yes, that's the reason I want the money. So now I know why I want that money, and I start working on it. So that's the best thing that I say to people. Why do we say start with your goals? Asking you why. So I hope so you get some knowledge about that, and take your papers and write it down, or tell us what your why is on the comments.
Oh,
My parents came to this country without knowing the language. They didn't know what they were doing at the beginning. It was very challenging for them, especially when they had children with them. I'm the second of seven children that they had, and it was very hard because my parents were very hardworking, um, and they had their why, their biggest why, and it was us. They wanted something better for us, right? And I saw them going to work like, at dawn before it was daylight, and came home late in the evening. And they did this for so many years till they retire. And they didn't give up, and they keep doing it because they had, after we grew up, everybody got married, everybody moved on. My parents still had goals. They wanted, a life where they could enjoy their golden years, in a place where they could have peaceful time. And so now they live, back in Mexico. But just seeing them do that every day, going to work every day and coming home tired. A lot of times they were complaining about pain because their jobs were physical jobs, that they didn't have a career, so they had to do whatever they could, to get a paycheck. And us, the older ones, were actually the moms of the little ones that they had, because they were never home, they were never there, to get them ready to go to school, to cook for them, or to care for them. We were doing that. And as I was growing up, I knew that I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to repeat that again. I wanted to do something different for my family, for my children. But then I caught myself repeating the same thing that my parents did, because I worked for so long. I worked over 20 years and in corporate, going in very early, waking up my kids at 4 in the morning so I could take them to the sitter. And then one day, I was asking myself, why are you doing this? There's got to be something better for you. And so my kids are my why. They're my why. I decided to take this journey in the online business, to start something completely out of my comfort zone, something unknown to me, but that I know that is going to give me the time, the quality time, and the freedom I want to be with my family.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Isabel, for sharing. Before we go into our next point, I just want to mention the emoji. So with the like emoji, thank you to Reborg Sorel, Honsu Agustin, and for the love emojis, thank you to Janeline Aquinti,
Thank
Jesse
you.
Rodriguez, and to the care emoji, Awalu Sudaisi. Thank you very much for all your emojis and for the comments. Okay, so our second point is create smart goals. So let's break down smart goals. So what is the smart goals stand for? Or the word smart. So stand for specific. So M is stand for measurable, E for achievable, R for relevant, and T for time bound. Okay, so if we go over a specific, so um, what do we mean by a specific? So what exactly do you want to achieve? So many times, we have a goal, but our goal is very vague. Or vague. I don't know how you pronounce, but
Very
it's not very vague. Okay, thank you. It's not very defined. Okay, so for example, um, I want to make money. That's vague. Okay, so you have to be specific. Okay, so how much money you wanna make? Okay, so for example, I wanna make $10,000 per month. So that's specific. Now, when we go to measurable, measurable is how will you track your progress? So how are you going to um, be able to reach those 10,000? What are the um, the steps that you're gonna take towards that? Achievable, is this goal realistic given your resources and timeline? Um, so because you have to give a time, well, that we're gonna talk about that later, but um, so the timeline that you give yourself, are you gonna be able to make that? Is it that realistic? Because for example, you cannot say I'm gonna be a millionaire in 1 month, because that's not really realistic. Okay, some people might make it, but it's not really realistic. That's a lot in a short period of time, unless you win the lottery or something like that. You make it like fast. But so the next one is relevant. Okay, so these goals align with your biggest vision. So you have to make sure. Okay, so why? Okay, so you want $10,000. Okay, but the $10,000 is why do you need those $10,000? So what is your vision? So for example, you want um, a better style of life for you and your family. So the $10,000 will give you that better lifestyle. So that's your vision. So yes, your goal aligns with your vision, because those $10,000 is gonna help you achieve that lifestyle that you're looking for. So then it's relevant, right? So time bound, you have to set up what's your deadline for achieving it. So you have to set up a time when you're planning to reach those $10,000. So you need to be specific, you need to be measurable, you need to be achievable, relevant, and time bound. So one quick example here is, instead of saying I want to grow my business, you could say I want to increase my sales by 20% by June 30, 2025. So by implementing a new marketing strategy. So all those smarts that we just mentioned is all in one sentence, and it's very measurable, specific. It has a time, and it has um, the measurable, you know so the strategy that we plan to use. So anyone wants to add more to it? No.
No, that was really good. I would say that I'm working on make my goals the smartest. I think I lack like I know what I want, like I know why I want that, but my problem is with the time. And I'm working on it. Like I say, like I want to have a course done or a book read by the end of the month, and sometimes I take like 2 months or 3 months to read the book. So I lack like that part. But it's a journey. You learn by your mistakes. But yeah. So I think in 2025 I'm going to work on my time.
Yeah. Well, and like later on, we're gonna talk about right tools and habits, to help us because I do agree, like sometimes we set goals, but we don't have that, first of all, like a habit, a discipline that we need to keep. So it's a journey, like you mentioned. We learn from our mistakes, and then we say, okay, we gotta start changing. So this is a new year. 2024 is gone. Forget about 2024. This is a new slate. So let's start with the right foot, and make the changes that we need to make to be able to achieve our goals. So we keep learning as we go. So that's the important thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is align goals with personal and professional values. So when your goals reflect what truly matters to you, they become easier to pursue. Okay, so ask yourself, what are my non-negotiables goals? How do these goals align with the kind of life I want to build? For us, staying true to our value has been key in creating balance between our business and personal lives. So, what are the non negotiables? So, non negotiables, well, I want to make one non negotiable this year, the 2025. Do exercise. So that's one I haven't started, but I'm gonna start that. Hopefully I can start today. When I'm trying
What
to
did
make
you say? I didn't hear you. What did you
oh
say? Yeah.
exercise. I gotta lose weight.
Oh, to dance. Okay. I
Um,
need to see your page dancing every week, so
Oh no,
I'm
no,
going to be
not dancing, it's
accountable for you.
exercise. But I love to do. I love social dance, but no, I know I say
Okay.
like I have to lose weight, so I gotta exercise.
Ah,
The other,
okay.
yeah, the other one, well, one that I started last year, and I pushed myself even to start earlier, like at 4 a.m. PST, waking up. So that's a new habit that I created, and that's non-negotiable for me, 4 a.m. or
Mhm.
5 a.m., depending on the day. Um, so that's one thing that I put myself non-negotiable. I gotta do that every day to create that habit and that discipline. Um, so yeah, so you gotta make some non-negotiables, things that it doesn't matter, like posting, is a non-negotiable. We have to post every day, in our business. Um, so how does these goals align with the kind of life I want to build? Well, because if I create that habit and I create those are gonna help me. Like for example, exercise is gonna help me to have a better health, right? Um, my like being present in my business is gonna help me to be able to reach my goals. So reach my vision, to create that better lifestyle that we are looking for. So yeah, so you want to make sure of that. So, but at the same time, we gotta stay true to our values, because my like Jesse was mentioned, we we start one thing, but then we stop, So we gotta make sure that this year we stick to our whatever we say, we stick to it, so we can create that discipline, that habit, and be able to reach those goals. Because once you create that discipline, that habit, it becomes easier to keep on track. Of what you want to do, and also keep learning, because that's how we keep improving ourselves, and become better for ourselves, for others, and in our journey. Okay, so what do you guys think about this?
Yeah, my non-negotiables for me is family time. That's why I started this business, for my family. So now my family's first. If there's something going on special with my family, then the business is going to have to wait. I have to do it earlier, I have to do it later, but that's something I'm not willing to give up. So family time is important to me. And then, like you said, the habit of staying active, because you want to stay healthy, because as long as you're healthy, you know that you're going to be able to run your business, to take care of your family, to be able to do the things for yourself. If you don't have health, then none of the other things really matter, because you're not going to be able to do those. So this year is really, I think, a year of transformation for many of us, because we want to achieve our goals. We want to, be active and doing all these things. But first, we have to really commit ourselves to do the things that we say that we're going to do, and do them every day. Not the day that I'm feeling good, not the day that I woke up and I'm motivated, I'm inspired, So non-negotiables for me are those, and is a habit that you have to create. And
Mhm.
like Sandy, she used to be up, like I remember sometimes for some reason I got up, at 2 in the morning. I used to check. Sandy was awake doing stuff. I was like, what is she doing at 2 in the morning? And now, she has changed her ways, and now she's getting up at 4 in the morning. So she can't stay up that late, because she knows she has to be up early in the morning. And that's the kind of things you have to do. You have to change for the better, and you have to be making these changes along the way if you really want to achieve your goals and you want to be successful.
So yes, yes, I completely agree. Like I always ask and I always say to people, yes, I want to, guys, I always talk about money because it's easy to understand for myself at least. But like, for example, yes, I want $100, you know and but when I get to $100 and I know that I wanted to buy my grocery, how that would make me feel. I have to be, as Sandy say, be yourself. When we say align these goals, I would put an example of myself. Like, yes, I want, with a business, I want to start a business, but personally I'm going to grow. I'm going to learn a lot, and professionally as well, because doing that, I'm becoming an expert on Facebook. I'm becoming an expert on YouTube. And you can see it, like, before, we always talk about this. I was really shy on camera. I wasn't able to talk on camera. I get like really nervous, and you grow. But that's the thing, to get to create those goals, you have to, as Sandy said, you have to put a method on place. Like, you have to, Sandy, what was the word that you say? You have to have, you didn't say method, you say, um
Strategy.
strategies on place. Like Sandy said, I'm going to go bed early or something like that. And on the professional world, like we're talking about the online space, you're going to say, I'm going to put myself to spend to my business for at least half an hour. I'm going to touch bases with the people. They are inquiring about the business for 20 minutes, half an hour. You have to get really good at the online space, get really good at digital business. What we do, you have to put your goals, but you have to put those achievements, step by step, to get to there, to be successful, to be grateful, and to be say, oh, I'm the best on this. So it's not like, oh yes, I want to be a successful digital business owner, here's my money, or, oh, let's, like, it doesn't work like that. You have to put work on it too, because it's not just, yeah, like, it's not just, sometimes we just focus on, like, oh yes, this is my goal, but it's just how it make you feel too, because when you look at yourself, like for 3 years ago or 5 years ago, you grow up so much. You can see yourself, how better person and how better have you become. And that is all what it's all about. Like, you enjoy the journey. And I'll talk for my personal personal, my non-negotiable are, I started this business because the time has, as is, I say, a time for my with my family, and also time for myself. I always was putting people first. Like, I'm a people person. I like to help people, but I always was putting, like, I was always doing other people first before me. So I was always on pain, or tired. I didn't want to do nothing for me because I already had done someone for someone else, and I just exhausted and tired. And now I'm just happy because I have time to do that to myself too. And now, I, instead of helping one person, I can help two, because I'm so much happy that I don't even feel it. So it's just those are my negotiable, like non-negotiable, and the rest, yeah, can be negotiable and change for 2025. Sandy, I'm going to challenge you. What
Mhm.
about about the exercise? I want to lose weight too, but it's hard. But I think I'm going to challenge you.
Well, we can be accountability partners.
Yes,
We
we
are
can
accountable to each other.
part of the online space. We can be a accountable partner for our health. So yes, guys. So see, we also have fun, and we also enjoying our journey on this business, and that's all what it's all about. So yeah.
When we talk about aligning goals with personal and professional values, what I've seen as a challenge is that sometimes you'll find people giving 90% or 100% on their professional values and forgetting the other part of personal, you know. And as Sandy, the way you said, for you to be more productive in your business, you cannot, there's no way you can neglect the part of healthy habits,
Mhm.
like sleeping on time so that you can wake up on time, trying to do some little
Eating on
exercise.
time.
Yeah. Doing the any form of exercise that you feel is fit for you. I mean, you really don't have to go to the gym, even if it's taking some walks and just absorbing, vitamin D just to make your brain active and working. We've seen some professionals or entrepreneurs who are very successful. They're making, they're doing very well in their business, but sadly is that they've neglected their family. And unfortunately, you're doing well in your finances, but family is important. And I think to balance these two, it's good to have an accountability partner. Sometimes we can unfortunately be workaholic. We have good motives about it, but just if you know yourself that you're a workaholic and you need someone to tell you, hey, you know what? Sometimes, if for those professionals who work in the office, you're carrying your work at home, and then the kids are trying to talk to you. Maybe they've missed you, they want to play with you, but you're so busy, overwhelmed with work. So I find this to be tricky, but I think the most important thing is to have someone who is accountable to you, telling, like, hey, take a break and think about, or even just having some relationship with people so that you can take a break. Uh, Now that everyone is talking about their non-negotiable for this year, I've not really thought about it that much, but I have to confess one thing that I've always struggled with is waking up early. I love to sleep. But the few times that I've tried to wake up early, I've realized that I'm very productive. I really have a good day. So for me, my non-negotiable, just like Sandy, is waking up early. And I'm so grateful because I have people who are accountable to me. I'm not, because I think my challenge is I've been off for quite some time, a long time. I'm always on and off. One week I'm doing very well, then life challenges come in, I give up. Or I have excuses. So that one is this year, and you guys are accountable to me. I'm so glad that we can do this together. So that is one of it. And then in terms of relationships, just like Isabel said, family comes first. But this year, I want to do it a little bit different. Being so intentional, actually, that was one of my goals, like being so intentional with my relationships with people I love, people, family, friends. Sometimes you pile a lot of contacts on the phone, but you hardly talk with people, but just even if it's twice, thrice in a year, people I really don't talk to, just checking on them. So being so intentional in relationships. Yeah, so I think that's what I can quickly add to what you've shared. So yeah, that's what I'm planning to do this year, God willing. Oh, and I have another one I forgot. I planned this year. This is so personal, but let me just share it. I want to read the Bible cover page by page. So I remember when I was young, I tried doing this, but like when you start from the first book, Genesis, and then you reach numbers there, oh my God, it gets harder when it gets harder. So this year I want to, I have a strategy, now I have a strategy on how I'm going to do it, so that at least by the end of the year, hopefully, I will have done something, even if not really complete it, but at least be on the progress and say, yay, at least I did better this year. Yeah.
We, we can create an accountability group for that.
Oh,
You want?
yes.
Come join.
Yes.
All right, I guess we're in.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, so thank you for sharing for that. Okay, so the next point is build a roadmap. So a big vision can feel overwhelming. And of course, we have usually we tend to put like big goals, but then like we see them so far away and like, oh, am I gonna
Yeah.
be able to reach those? But when you break it down into a smaller milestone, it makes it more manageable. Okay. So here is a tip. So work backwards instead of going, that way, go backwards. So start with the end goal and map out the steps you need to take to get there. So celebrate every milestones along the way. And this is one thing that we started this year in our group, breaking our main goal into a small so every month we put out our goal to reach a milestone. So we have it like in 6 months, we might be able to reach that. For some people it's gonna be less, um but
Mm-hmm.
that's the goal, so that's our goal to work towards. So break it into small milestones to be able to achieve the long-term milestone. um so yeah, but you gotta create strategies, you gotta create that, also work towards that. So another tip for that is, besides doing the small milestone, is keeping track of your goals. So you can do a daily track, a weekly track. So for example, in for us, for some of us, in our meetings, on Saturdays, we're gonna be keeping track of our weekly goals. So that way we are accountable of how if we are working towards our goal, or if we are lacking, or what we need to improve. What strategies we need to implement. So maybe find a better way. But those goals, those strategies and those keeping track of those things, it will help you to have a better focus, a better way to be able to reach the goal for the end of the month. So create those that small plan for that short period of time to be able to achieve that goal.
Yeah, Sandy, I think it's important when you do that, because a lot of times when you have your big goal in mind and you're trying to work on that, and you don't see any accomplishments to get there, you're tempted to give up a lot of times, because you see it so far away. But when you break it down in small tasks, and you say, okay, for this week I'm going to do this, and keep working, and set your goals for the month, every month, something you can do to get closer and to achieve that goal. It makes it so much easier that way, because you stay motivated and you can see the results, and you celebrate those small milestones, because you see that you're heading in the right direction, instead of just working on the big goal and not really knowing how to get there. So I think it's very important that we do break those into small tasks, and celebrate each milestone on your way there, because if you get there, when you get there, and you're going to look back and you're going to be like, I was so busy, focusing on this big goal, that I didn't really enjoy my way over here. So it's important that we enjoy the moments, and that we enjoy, especially us that work as a group, it's important that we celebrate each other, that we enjoy the journey, and that, because there's good things about working towards your goals. We have good times. Yes, sometimes it implements a lot of work that we put in, a lot of planning, a lot of troubleshooting, because a lot of times we don't know how to do things. But those are things that we need to enjoy as a group. And then, when we get to our big goal, we're going to be so happy looking back at how we had so much fun getting there.
Yeah. And I just want to add before you go, Jesse. Yeah, and a good important thing, like you mentioned there, is that um, if we don't keep track of our results, it's like we have no direction. We don't know how are we doing, and where we need to improve, or how much we need, to be able to reach our goal, stuff like that. So it's very important to keep track of your goals and have the, like daily, weekly, and monthly. Thank you, Jesse. Sorry.
No, no, it's okay. That's why we love this, we're always talking. It's just natural. So I just want to say about this. I always have analogies. I don't know why. That's the way they think. Anyways, guys. So think about it. I'm from. I want to get to Niagara Fall. I need to get prepared together. Niagara Fall is my last destination. Okay, on the weekend. So to get there, I need to get ready my gas. I need to make sure they have. Oh, my dog. I'm getting so excited. I have to get make sure they have my all my IDs and all of that, making sure I have money to buy gas in case I need to stop, food, water, and I just say, and I also got to enjoy when I pass by Hamilton and when I pass by another place on the road, like when we say, like, saying this way, in other words, I'm saying, and like, you have to be prepared. When we said roadmap, yes, you know the direction, but your roadmap can be doing like this, and at the end, the final destination is the same. Like, you want to make you prepare, but you also have to prepare for the good stuff and the bad stuff. When we say the bad stuff, are the setup, like the sets, things that happen. Like. On the online space, like someone telling you something bad about a video that you post, someone didn't like it or that way, or you got restricted on your YouTube, on your Facebook, or you're still nervous about making a video ad, or anything that have to related with the digital business world. Those are set back, so you have to be prepared for those things, hey, so you can keep going your journey to your goal. So when you're building your roadmap, you have to be aware of this, so you get prepared and you don't get discouraged, because that's what happened. As Isa say, we just get too focused at the end, and anything that happened, like we still on the road, let's say an accident, or it starts snowing or raining, you going to give up to go into the Niagara Fall? No, you go maybe to stop, wait that the rain finish, or you maybe going to take a side road because the highway is too busy and you're scared of further damage or whatever. You have to be prepared, and those small step down, that doesn't mean you will not get there to your destination. Never do, you will not give up. In other words, that's what I meant. I know I make things really complicated, I'm sorry. But that's the way that I understand things, and I'm pretty sure there is out there people watching us, they understand things the same way that I do. So, but yeah, so that's when I say build your roadmap, and that's what I have to say about that.
Sorry. I love the way you brought in the concept of challenges as you're building your roadmap for the year 2025, because nobody said it's gonna be easy. Sometimes it's gonna start raining when, yeah, when you're still enjoying the summer, for lack of a better word, yeah. And isn't it true that's the same thing? Being an entrepreneur is not, I don't want to say it's the hardest thing, but it's not the easy thing as well. But if you have a vision, and once you build the roadmap, then that means you're prepared, psychologically you are prepared. That's why we love talking about mindset. So, and as you're bringing in the concept of it's the road, and you need to have a map. All of us, we don't have the same road. We have probably the same destination, yeah, where we want to reach, but all of us, we are not using the same roadmap because Sandy, there is where you are already, and there are challenges that you're facing. There's where I am in, and I have challenges that I'm facing, and so on. Isabel and Yesi as well. But the good thing, we all have the same destination where we want to reach, you know? We all want to be financially, we want the financial freedom, right? We want to have quality time, you know? So we sort of have the same destination as to where we want to be, but our roadmap is not the same. So yeah, I love the way you brought in the concept of being prepared for the challenges, you know, building that resilience so that when it starts raining and you probably you're not prepared, you don't have an umbrella and so on, you know, you won't die, you won't kill yourself there, you know, you look for a solution so that you can reach your final destination. Yeah, I love this topic. Yeah, it's amazing. It's
Yes.
making me think a lot.
I have a question for you, Jesse. Today's
Ah,
do
yes.
you remember, because I can't remember, but I really love this part. You know, there were five things today that they mentioned on that video that you watch. So the last one, the one that say to tie your goals to an identity. Do you remember the difference that they put your mute?
Sorry, what was the last thing?
The last one is to tie them, so your goals, to an identity. Because many times you have the goals, but we don't have the identity. Do you remember that? Can you explain that? Because I can't remember, but I love that point.
Yes, I was thinking about like about that, but I don't know how to say it with words. So
Well, if
let's
you can
see.
say if you remember the image, I might be able to understand, but I can't remember the image to be able to picture it.
Uh, let me think about it. Let me
Okay,
think if I can come up with an analogy.
okay, let's go to the next point in the meantime. Okay, so the next point is use the right tools and habits. So here are some tools we swear by, you know, for example, digital planners or apps like Notion. I haven't used Notion. My sister used Notion. And when she presented to us, I really like to use it. And today I saw, you know, one of our leaders, you know, was using Notions when he was telling us, you know, what to write at the end. So Notion is one thing that I think I'm gonna look into it because you know it's like an electronic binder that you can keep your things organized. So I haven't used that one, but like I want to use that one. But you know, like you can use like the digital planners or apps like Notion or Trello for organization tasks. Also, you know, you can have your notebook. Like I usually use my notebook, you know, to write the things that I want to achieve on the day, and then I cross them, and then whatever I don't finish, I move it to the next day. So that's one of the things that I use. I also use my calendar, either on my computer or also on my phone. So usually, you know, if you have like Google Calendar, you can see both on the same. So that way, you know, I can plan my days ahead. And I also use an app that is called Calendly, and that's the one that I use for scheduling appointments. So when someone needs to meet with me, you know, I they can schedule, so that works for them because they know that you know they have a time that I'm gonna be available for them, and for me also it helps me arrange my day. So I know, you know, I have to allocate that time for because I'm meeting with someone. Because at the beginning, you know, I wasn't like very organized. So it was like, first of all, I was a night owl. Okay, so was sleeping. I was going to bed like Jesse and Isabel mentioned. You know, like I was going to bed like sometimes like 4 o'clock in the morning or three
Oh
o'clock in
my
the morning.
God.
Yeah, so when people were awaking from the east side, you know, getting ready to work, I was still awake. Like many
Mhm.
times I found Isabel and Jesse. So, and then so that means that you know I was sleeping later, right? So I was waking up later, but what happened is that, I have also mentees from the east side, like from the side that Jesse and I, so they were like contacting me and thinking that, I was awake. But because I was going late to bed, I was like, you know, so I had to find a system. So when I was looking for guests for interviews, that's when, I saw someone using Calendly, and then I look into it, and then I said, oh, I can use this. So that way, they can make an appointment with me. I know when, like if I need to wake up early the next day, I'm aware of that. And then I can go early to bed, and then I can be with them. So that's how everything started. And that's how I started to organize my life, because it was at the beginning of, well, it was really bad. So I'm getting there. I'm not there yet. I don't think so, but it's getting better in terms of time management and organization. Yeah. The other one
Sandy.
is,
Oh,
yes.
sorry. I think I kind of remember now. So I
You
was talking
remember?
about,
Okay.
sorry, for the identity. So it's saying that it's good when you put your goals with identity, because when you do that, you are more able and capable to do things. For example, I would say, like you say, like I'm a professional develop on Facebook, or like, I don't know how, developer or whatever you call that. So if you put yourself like that, you believe that you are, so you act like it, so you have more successful to achieve that goal. For
Okay.
example, I'm a writer, and if saying, oh, I'm going to write um, uh, 2 books or 2 pages in next month, on this week. So now I wake up in the morning, and I say, instead of saying I'm going to write, I say I'm a writer. So what the writers does, what they do, they
Mhm.
write. So at least I spend 10 to 15 minutes writing something. Maybe we'll not make it to the book, but what I'm making, believe in this. And my goals, they're becoming more achievable,
Mm-hmm.
because I believe it, and I'm putting it, as a like putting identity at it, you know. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
that's the way that they explain a little bit. So what I look at it, for example, I'm in what's saying, I'm a nurse, but let's make it as make it more fun. Let's make it as an online space, because that's what we're talking about. Um, I'm a digital business owner. Let's say you just start the business. You're so excited. You want to change your life, and you want to go
Mhm.
for it. So say, oh yes. So you're going to start saying, I'm a digital business owner. And that's why we always, when we put ourselves there, we say what we are. Because if we
Mhm.
say it, we make identity, we make it happen. So as a digital business owner, of course, I have to contact the people around the world. As a digital business owner, I have to learn and use Facebook, YouTube, and social media. And that's the way that, as a digital business owner, I'm going to succeed on this business. So if you look at that way, on the light space, I hope I didn't make it too complicated.
No, no, no. It makes sense.
Say,
It makes sense what you're saying. You have to believe who you are so that you can,
yes.
yes, you
So
have to
you
believe.
have to make it as identity. So that's what's the video about. So
Like,
sorry. Okay,
like
go
I'm
back
a
to the right
successful
tools.
entrepreneur. I'm a successful online entrepreneur. That's your identity.
Mhm.
And then you're already, yeah. Yeah, I really like that part of what they mentioned. They mentioned another one that's what I was going to come over here for the next point that we watched today. They were talking about vision boards, so visualizing. So vision boards, we have vision boards, and it's good to have them, for example, on your phone, on your desktop wall, and also, like if you have it in your somewhere in your
Mhm.
house where you can see them all the time. Okay. Another tool is visualizing. Um, so, for example, we visualize in the morning, while we close our eyes and we start imagining, what we want to achieve. But also this morning, we were talking about, and it does make sense what they were saying, because a lot of athletes, they use this, it's not when you visualize, we tend to only think about that we have achieved it. Okay.
Mhm.
Uh, so we live on that moment, on that present moment. But he was saying also that it's more achievable when you also visualize having obstacles along the way, and then how you overcome those obstacles, and then you're able to reach to your final destination. And when I was doing the 90-day goals, they had mentioned that. And I do remember there used to be, in Canada, I don't know if you guys remember, the tennis girl that beat Serena Williams, the number one tennis. And that's how she was able to beat her, because she was always visualizing, but also when she visualized, it was not just visualizing that she beat Serena Williams, but also visualizing, the obstacles, that Serena was going to throw at her. And then she was visualizing, okay, what I'm going to do when that happened. So those obstacles, and that was made her to, when she faced Serena and she had those obstacles, she already knew on her mind what to do, how to react, because she's been working on that all this time. So when you visualize, for example, for us entrepreneurs, visualize that you're gonna face some obstacles along the way, but how you overcome those obstacles, you know and then you reroute, and then but you get to your final destination. So it's not just visualize the final destination, but also visualize the obstacles and how you overcome those along the way to be able to reach. That will help you to make your visualization even more, to manifest it more than the other way around.
And in a way, we do this, guys. For everyone is watching us, we do. I think we do this every time that we're going to make a decision or we're going to do something. But we just have to be aware, that we're doing it, because when you are aware, you like it's in the conscious. Like when you're aware, it will happen. For example, on the right tools and habits, as you say, like with the visualizations and the vision board, sometimes it doesn't take that long. It's like a 5 to 10 minutes, what I'm going to do with my day today. Like you just have to, like you drink it to call your coffee in the morning. Oh, I'm going to talk to one person about the business. I'm going to post about this. Oh my gosh, I remember now that 3 days ago I took a picture of my dog doing funny faces. I'm going to post. I want to reflect today about owning a Doberman. That's what I own, guys. I'm so proud. I'm a Doberman owner. But like those kind of stuff. Like sometimes just take a couple seconds, because I think we overcomplicate things. We want to say, "Oh, I need to spend for doing this. I need to spend like hours and hours." Sometimes just take for like 5 seconds. As long as we are aware of it, your mind, I don't know, it's something that it work. You already start like the engine start going. The engine or the train start going to the direction that you need to go. So just sometimes don't think about it like it's a big thing. You think like those are small details to make a decision, because we're already doing it. We're just not aware about it. We're not conscious about it. So every time that you do that, you're aware about it. So you're going to turn left, you know on the intersection. You already know about it, and you already know how you're going to do. You're going to put your hands like that, but also you're going to be aware if any a passenger, no, that's not the word, any people walking on the sideway. Any pedestrian coming in on the sideways, or like it's another car turning at the same time on me. So we're already doing this. We just have to be aware, because then you're teaching your brain to think a little bit different, and that's the only thing you need to change everything in your life.
I like the yeah, I didn't think about that, because we always think about visualization, on the long term. But I like the idea that you mentioned about visualizing for the day that you're doing. Before you start your day, just visualize how your day is
Yeah.
gonna be on that day. I like that. I think I want to start implementing that on my routine too. Go ahead, Melissa.
Using using the right tools and habits. I have to confess, I'm still an analog person. So I see Sandy is using a lot of apps. I've tried, but I think for me, what still works for me is the Google Calendar thing. And I think it's because we work online, so I find this some of these digital tools kind of destructive to me. So, and I haven't really created a good habit. So I prefer writing. Uh, just to have a small notebook for the things that just like the way you say, things that you want to achieve for that day, and just ticking them. But honestly speaking, we work online, so these are things that you cannot really run away. Just like the way we say, social media keeps changing. You're gonna be left behind. So I think it's a wake up call for me. Probably not so many, so that I don't feel overwhelmed, but probably maybe one or two to implement this year, alongside the habits. Yeah, I think that's what I can add. I'm still an analog person. I love writing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many tools that we can use, to stay on task, to stay relevant, to keep growing. And we just have to set the habits. That's the hard part, making something a habit. And a lot of times it's like, we wake up and we are doing our visualization, our prayers, and we're so motivated. And we're like, today I'm going to do this, and this. And then before you notice, the time is like gone. And you're like, how did the time move so fast? And to make something a habit, you really
Yeah.
need to plan the day. You need to plan by the hour, almost to the minute. Like, okay, I got to be watching my time and doing the things that I need to be doing to stay productive and to make the best out of your day. Because if not, your day is going to be gone and you're going to be, kind of sad that you didn't do all the things that you had planned. So I like learning about tools, learning how to do different things, but a lot of times it just takes, for me, it takes more than one try to get it to work. So it just takes me time to get the hang of something. I have to watch how they do it, and then I have to do it myself to make sure that I'm doing it the right way. But there's so many tools, and since we do online business, we really need to stay on top of everything so that we
Yeah.
can be, doing our work and doing our business the right way. So, like I said, we just have to learn how to make a habit of how we do things daily.
Hmm.
Thank, thank you, Elisa. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Isabel. Okay, so let me just go back here. All right, so now, well, we have talked to you about that last point. So we would love to know what's one tool or habit, sorry, not hobby, habit that's helped you achieve your goals. So share it with us in the comments so we can learn from each other. Okay, so because we love to share here in our social media platforms, uh, share and learn from each other. Okay, so setting goals is the first step, but stated committed is where the magic happens. And I think that's where we all have struggles staying committed. So let's make 2025 a committed year for staying on track. So remember, the journey isn't always smooth, but it's always worth it. And that's one thing that, Isabel was mentioning. I think, and somebody else mentioned it, enjoy the journey, you know. So this year, let's hold each other accountable and cheer each other on. So we want to say thank you, all of you guys, for joining us today. So let's make 2025 the year we turn our dreams into reality, one step at a time. So until next time, keep dreaming big and taking bold action. And don't forget sharing this session with someone who needs a little inspiration to kickstart their year. But before we say goodbye, um, if you guys are not following us on our Facebook business page, you can follow us on the top here. So you get to know us a little bit more. A little bit, get to know about the content that we put in our pages, and also about the business. Now, if you guys want to learn how you can earn online and start your online business, you can register in any of the websites that appear on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the same webinar. Now, what are you going to be watching in the webinar? So in the webinar, you're gonna be watching, how our business plan works, and also you get to hear testimonials from members of our community. So in this case, we're gonna see in a moment our panelists from last Thursday. So where they got to share, why they decided to join their own, start their online business, and also, how this online business has transformed their lives. Um, in addition to that, you also get, because you're catching the replay, because tomorrow is our live webinar. So every Tuesday and Thursday is our live webinar, 5 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. MST, and 8 p.m. EST. So if you want to catch the tomorrow's live webinar, is again, when you register, you will have the link for the replay, also the link to register for the live webinar. So when you click that link, there will be a page that has two buttons, one for Tuesday and one for Thursday. So you can register for either one or for both. You also get a link to invite you to our private Facebook group community. So where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and also more information about the business. But let's see who were our hosts and panelists from last Thursday.
Okay, so last week on Thursday, these are the panelists that we had with the hosts. So our hosts, Chris and Karen, former firefighter and former elementary vice principal. We have Ashley and Cherie, a professional athlete and behavior specialist. And then we have Brenda, who is a former insurance broker. And then we have PB and Josh, a retired nurse at 45 and real estate investor.
Okay, so we also have Melody. She's a client service analyst. Melina is a pharmacy associate. And Michelle is an HR generalist. And Warren is a project management. So we have live webinar sessions every Tuesday and Thursday at 5 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. MST, and 8 p.m. EST. If you guys would like to assist and watch our live webinar, you can register on our websites. We will have a live webinar tomorrow. Like I said, we have it every Tuesday and Thursday. But if you don't have time during these times, don't worry. You can always register and we will send you the replay so you can watch the replay at your own time.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Isabel. Yes, so our replays have subtitles in any languages, and our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages, so that's Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. So you guys know what you need to do. Just register in the links, the website links that appears on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation. So we want to say thank you to all the audience who watched us today, and for those watching the replays, also thank you so much. To our followers, we want to say thank you also for being part of our journey, for engaging with our content, for believing in us. So if you guys love the topic from today and you want to comment or you have some tips that you want to add to it, please put it in the comments. We'll be happy to read it. And if you want to learn more about the business, also just put it in the comment, or you can send us a private message and we'd be happy to answer to your questions and read your comments. So thank you for all your emojis, and until the next episode of the Global Digital
Global Digital
Success Talk.
Success Talk. Thank you for watching.
Bye.
See you.